Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick review on this DC House linear actuator. I just got this today, and I'll just tell you, um, what I think about it so far. I've I've only been looking at it for about 30 minutes. I've been making it go in and out, making sure that there's no hesitation or jerking or anything like that. If it did, it might have an air bubble. You might have to take out the air from one of these screws here, or maybe they didn't fill up the hydraulic fluid. uh, Sorry, if I cough or sneeze. I'm not feeling too good. So anyway, here's what I'm going to run it with just to test it. This is a power supply for a PlayStation 3. I think this was the CECHA model, but you should be able to use any one of them. They got high amps output. This one I wrote on here. Uh, I know it's a little blurry, it's smeared. But anyway, it's got 32 amps output. So um, I'm going to connect this. I'm just going to put it in here and show you how it works. Okay, so it has some kind of let's see, what is it called? I forgot what you call it, but if you apply the power, even though it's all the way out, the fluid seems to like reroute. It doesn't build up, so it's maybe like a pressure regulator. So I'm gonna touch it again. Listen to the sound. Okay, so that's what it does. Now let's reverse it. It's a little bit louder in reverse. It moves about 13 to 15 millimeters a second. And the same thing will happen. See, I'm going to touch it again. Okay, it seems to have a pressure regulator, which is great because, if it didn't, that wouldn't be good. It would, as soon as it got all the way in, all the way out, it would draw a lot of power on that motor. So, so this motor it's got a duty cycle probably of about 15%, I would say, because I have no load on this. Excuse me. And the motor is already warm, and all I did was move this out and in, counting as one time. So I did that 6 times, and you just saw me do it one more time, so 7 times. And this motor is already a little bit more than warm. Okay, that's because it's probably a high torque motor. The fluid is slightly warm. The cylinder, cool. So everything. The motor is probably the worst part of this linear actuator here. This is probably, if this was, put it this way, if this was a brushless motor, this whole setup would be, like 3 times better than it is now. Fluid does build up. Fluid makes, when the pressure builds up, the fluid pressure, it does make the fluid hot for some reason. I mean, it's that's how it is. So you can't do anything with that unless you, um, you know, take this off here. You see, there's 2 screws here, there's 2 screws here. So you could separate this if you wanted to. And you could put a cooler in the middle of there to cool off the fluid. You can also put filter. Um, I think, wait, let me see, a filter. I'm not sure if you could put a filter here. You know why? Because if there's high pressure going down too, if you need a lot of pressure pulling something, uh, you might have to get a high pressure filter. I'm not sure anything about that. All I know is when I build the hydraulic pipe tube benders, I put the filter on the low side, the suction side. So I'm not really sure how this one would work. One day I will, after the warranty expires, I will take this apart here. And I'm going to try to extend it with hoses, rubber hoses, so I can separate this. This way I could put this cylinder anywhere I want and put this anywhere I want. I probably have to maybe make the tank bigger or add on to the tank. Or maybe I just have to fill the two lines, the two hoses, whatever I put, and in my work, I'm not sure. Excuse me. So, anyway, that's about it. I think I was looking here, but I can't see because they covered it with the welds. But hopefully, they didn't kink the end of that because that's why it would be very slow. Yeah, it does look kinked. So if it was possible, and again, after the warranty expires, I may cut this. Of course, I got to take apart the whole cylinder, dry it out, probably with alcohol, whatever, right? Clean it out real good, and drill holes in here, and just weld a fitting on there, slightly bigger than the one that's on here, and put some hydraulic hoses on here. Maybe something thin, flexible. No, huge, thick hoses or anything. And this one here, if I could leave this one on here somehow, I would, because down, I don't care if if it's slow going down or not. But I would like it to go a little faster, at least 3/4 to 1 inch a second. Um, I don't know if this pump could do that. I think this is a 0.03 cc, whatever that means. I mean, that seems like nothing, but 13 to 15 millimeters a second, it's not bad depending on what it's connected to. If it's connected to a dump truck, that mechanism is sort of like a fast mechanism because this part here is very close to the part that lifts it. It's like right at the end, and then you got that other bigger part that's pushing up the bed of it. So, even though this is slow, it should be a good speed. The other thing I like about this is the this cylinder here. It looks like it's very well made. It's very thick over here. It's a big block of steel. It's nicely welded. It's pretty nicely painted. It looks like about probably one paint job. It looks like regular paint. I could be wrong. But it over here, it looks like threads are here, and over here, it may look like you fit some kind of tool in there, and you could unscrew this, or maybe you could use a monkey wrench or something. Um, Now, some people, what they do is they take some weld and they put a spot of weld here, which won't heat it up because it's just one spot. You just zap it real quick, and you put one on the other side. So then when you put the wrench on it, the monkey wrench will catch onto those little spots of weld, and you'll be able to get this off without, the original key. And hopefully you can rebuild it. This is from DC House, so they should be able to sell you the parts to rebuild it. Anything you need. This motor is brushed. It has brushes in it. It'll last about 3 years. If you're using it on a dump truck, it'll last you about 2 or 3 years. And then you have to change the brushes if the armature is still good. The armature will wear out, of course, as well, depending on um, how tight or how strong those springs are pushing out those brushes. Sometimes those springs are so tough pushing out the brushes. They're so strong. I mean, they are putting a lot of pressure on those brushes, which is putting a lot of pressure on, the armature. So, you got to wonder how long it's going to last, but um, it's pretty good though. Now, one of these screws here in the manual, it says something. I think it says something about speed. There is something over here written in Chinese. Let's see if. Oh yeah, you could see it. You see, there's a number. I don't know if that's the number of the pump. And then you got those Chinese writing on there. You could take a picture of this. You could probably look it up on the internet. Let's see. All right. So that's it. And then there's the serial number, but this might be different for everyone else. So I'm not sure. So that's about it. I think this is where you put the oil, maybe, but there's one on here too. So that's strange. Um, I think this weighs about 16 pounds. I think that's what it said. All right, so I guess that's about it. Once the warranty expires, I'm gonna, experiment with this. I'm gonna take this block off, and I'll make 2 blocks, or no, I think I have to make. Did I make 2 blocks or one? Well, I don't know. Maybe I think I have to make 2 blocks. One I'm gonna put on here, over here, and then one I'm gonna attach to here, because those have to have all the, the threads in them and everything. The holes have to be in the right place, and they have to have seals on them and everything. So you have to make 2 blocks, and then you connect the hoses to there, and then it would connect to here to here. And this will be great. I mean, this will be really cool. You could build a small hydraulic pipe tube bender with this if you want to take it on the job. If you got to bend pipes, on the job. I mean, this is really cool. This seems very powerful. I think it's 1,700 pounds. It could lift 1,700 pounds. So that's not bad. I don't know why though. There's the same exact one being sold by someone else. Uh, Everything is the same. Every measurement on everything is the same, and they have it listed as 2,300 pounds. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they're the ones that are lying, and they want to get the sale. It's just like with the antennas, for the roof. I was looking for one the other day, and it says something about 30 miles, and then you got one 250 miles, and people are saying there's no such thing. So I don't know who's right and wrong. I don't know. All right. Well, anyway, don't forget you could use, PlayStation Power Supply. Anyone, PlayStation 3, any kind, Slim, it doesn't matter. Oh, let me tell you something here. Okay, so this diagram is wrong. It's one and okay. So if you have this one with 5 wires on it, okay, and you have it just like this, right? You're gonna to turn it on, you're gonna attach the 2 wires together, or if you have a resistor, but I forgot the ohms of the resistor. But you could probably just put them together. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I think I've done that before. So anyway, it's the first one to the right, okay? The first one, okay, and then if you count that one, so you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1 and 4. Okay, if you have the 5-wire one like this one. Okay, so it's 1, which would be this one, and then 2, 3, 4, which would be this one here. Okay. All right, and that'll turn on the power supply. So you could use this for anything. I mean, you could power amplifiers with this, car amps, car radios. You could hook up 4, 5 CB radios to here, 2 or 3 car radios to here. I mean, this thing's very powerful. 32 amps is, that's really, really powerful. This thing is great. I use this for everything. All right. So that's it. Sorry the video is so long, but just wanted to show you that. If you have any questions and I still have it, I should still have it, let me know. I'll see if I could. Oh, I just wanted to tell you one thing too. These wires are not so thick that came with this, and they look like they're about 3 feet long. This is even though this was very tight into, the hole over here, and I was pushing on it, it was getting a little hot. And, I don't think that's good. So that's probably not good. I'm wondering if I could open up this motor and see if I could connect slightly thicker wires in here. And, you don't want these that long anyway. What you want is, if you're gonna use these, if you're gonna cut these, then it's fine. Don't change them. What you want to do is you want to put a relay close to here, close to the motor, and you want to put the battery close to the motor. Okay, and the best thing is a remote control, because then you won't have a huge wire running all the way, who knows where, 2 feet, 20 feet, wherever. Okay, so a remote control, wireless remote control, will keep the battery and the relay close to the motor. That's what you want. All right, this way you get the full power, full amps, full volts. All right, so, all right, that's about it. See you later.